Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37. You can look at this Browns defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times. Ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
Definitely going to need to be physical with these receivers, whether that's right at the line of scrimmage trying to jam them and bump them off their routes, or when the ball arrives and you go ahead and put your shoulder into them and try and knock it loose.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Now it's Burrow. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 10 yards there on the Bengal first.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Chase Brown, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. On play action, here's Shadur. There's a short one caught by Fannin. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll make it 2nd down.
It's a pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
70 Timberwolves.
To throw is Sanders. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Slipping into the backfield for the sack was Oren Burks.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to third down. You look at this Browns defense.
They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defense coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
Here's Burrow. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line.
So on fourth down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. Back deep for Cleveland, Gage Larvidan.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
On the return, it's Larvidan. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let's go.
Now the former Volunteer, it's Dylan Sampson.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The Browns had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
60 vices.
From the gun, it's Shador.
He's got it with the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 33 yards that time.
Browns, 1st down.
Here we go, here we go.
At the 14-yard line.
On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
4-yard line.
Judkins is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
11, Thomas.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's 2nd and 10. An inside give, Brown. Taking it right down Broadway. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Chase Brown, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Browns drive about to get started. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Ready? Liking 18. Hey, check that. Street. Ready, ready?
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
Okay,
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Cougar Knights, 7 Pirates. Ready?
To throw now. Here's Sanders. And that'll be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
On the set.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Sanders to throw. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
On 1, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. 131 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now 2nd and 3.
Here we go. 180. Right up.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Brown's territory.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
11. Here we go. 180. 11, MT, Kate.
Now it's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
180.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Short throw to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. What a time for his first catch as they get the conversion on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
He's just set.
This is Brown on the draw play. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
11. 180. 25.
Now Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
I'm wondering.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. In motion goes the tight end. Burrow will throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down. Brandon, never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So
I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
This is fielded inside the 5.
It's a gain of 22 yards. And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
In motion, the tight end. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 157 yards rushing for him now as this sensational afternoon continues. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 12, 180.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A turnover is obviously, Charles, always costly, but man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, this is a half, but not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Sanders. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. But Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick 6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
From the gun, it's Sanders. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
21 yards. That's good for a Browns first down. First and 10 at the 47.
Throwing, Sanders.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
He's got him in. That's Bond.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. Now a timeout called for by the offense. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Come on.
To throw again, here's Sanders.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Rashee Rice, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he finds his running back open downfield. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
And good quarterbacks know that when things start to break down and they're forced to flee the pocket, they can often count on their running backs to try and bail them out. That happened on that play. Nice gain.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Bengals would extend their lead here just before halftime. McPherson now for the extra point.
16-point lead.
Makes the score Bengals 30, Browns 14. Kevin McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Oh, that is incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Rocco 80. Let's go. Step.
Here's Sanders. That's laid out deep for Rice. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Kevin McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have the point of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Sanders setting up a screen for Jenkins.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled him a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost, and then a little bit more.
And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Pass caught, right side, Fannin.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Rig. Rocco 80. Go.
They'll look to throw again. This is the tight end, Njoku. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders. To the left side, he finds Bond. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Get it. Ready.
Off the bootleg, here's Sanders. He'll swing this out to Simpson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the
Here we go.
33-yard line.
19 Tiger. 19.
Now a handoff up the middle. Sampson. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
2nd down and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
19 tight. 19 tight.
To throw is Sanders. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Call it a loss of 5. A big sack to bring up third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Cougar 19.
From the gun on third down, Sanders. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 20-yard line.
First down.
They'll run from the gun. It's Jenkins. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
70 Timberwolves. 19 Lions.
Back to throw. Sanders. Open man is bound. He's got it. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
On the set. Come on, set. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Let go.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's DJ Turner who's got it. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Now he's going to step up and run. And this one is incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Fielded at about the 28. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. To throw now, here's Sanders. Under pressure, they got him again. Myles Murphy dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. So certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the 1st. We'll see what they've drawn up. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
This is Brown going up the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
171 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's got to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And this play still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it.
And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score.
Jamar Chase.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bengals have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. And McPherson on for the extra point.
PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
Trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Bronco 80. Go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Hold me ready.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Here we go. Cowboy 80.
Sanders to throw. Setting up the screen for Sampson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
46-yard line.
65 catch. 60. Ready.
Off the play fake. Here's Sanders. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
The Browns on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Throwing again at Sanders. That's laid out deep for Rice.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the 4th is not going to be an easy task, but that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
19-18.
Sampson is in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
nice job of polishing off that drive, and all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
11.
And they look to finish strong in this fourth quarter. And this is a unit that certainly has turned things around from a week ago. Just a much more productive all-around ball game. Now it's Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Boy, 179 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here's 3rd and 10.
11.
Now Burrow changing the look. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll try and do this himself. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Kevin McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. That should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Here we go.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Browns first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now Sanders. Throw left side, caught by the tight end to Joker. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Got ready.
First down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Let's go. Ready, ready.
Throwing, Sanders. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And the Bengals are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, see, this is the ideal situation, the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock, with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
11 Thomas. 11 Mighty. 11 Mighty.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now it's Burrow. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happening.
It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory.